So if you've been following along in our videos for a long time, you know that we've been trying to figure out what are we going to do with different areas of with our dinette, this seating area. We have another love seat that matches this that's already chopped down that can fit on there. But we've even talked about getting rid of this seat. So in the spirit of let's just try it, let's not make decisions without actually trying something, we're going to try it. We are going to try a couple of different things and see what works out. Gotta be honest, I am having a lot of anxiety about this, but I do know a couple of things, okay? One, this part of the floor here, this is where the ramp used to be in an MCI. It's tough to see here, but it is flexing because the insert I made has failed again for the second time. I don't know exactly what I need to do next. I keep using thicker and thicker bolts on my frame and it keeps breaking right there where everybody steps and walks in. So that's got to come up. So to pull that up, I got to pull up the vinyl plank flooring. To do that, I got to take out the seat anyway. And I also, remember, see the difference in seating height here? This is way too tall. I mean, it's okay, but Coco has a hard time hopping up there, and, you know, that's important. So what we're going to have to do is cut these down, and they are kind of built on some standoffs. It's tough to get a view down there, but you can see here. See, it's kind of up like a cabinet. So I don't know if we're going to cut that down or cut the drawers down. But all that stuff, you know, we just got to cut it down a couple inches. We'll see where that leads us. Yeah, I don't know about the dinette. I mean, we kind of use it, but we kind of don't. We've had a lot of different ideas, but yeah, let me tell you a quick story. Years ago, in our Sticks and Bricks house, I thought that our living area would have been nicer downstairs in the fireplace. Yeah, you know what? Let me let's go inside, have a quick chat. Do you remember when I flipped the living room from upstairs to downstairs by the fireplace?
Yeah, well, I was sick.
Yeah, you were sick. But do you remember? You didn't want to do that, right?
Right. And
now what do you think about it?
I love it.
All right, so, see, we should try stuff.
Sometimes. Sometimes I wish it was upstairs, but for the most part, I like that it's downstairs.
Yeah. So we were just talking about trying a different stuff in the bus, and so we're gonna try something. You never know, we might like it.
We're getting bunk beds?
No. Although I've thought about lofting our bed, maybe even more than it already is. I don't know. Who knows? I've removed a lot of stuff here, as you can see. Still haven't pulled up this vinyl plank to fix this part. So this is the hardware I used to connect this, and I think it somehow failed. All right, now we're getting into some real trouble. We've got the floor pulled up, or the center walkway here, and to my surprise, none of the bolts down here were sheared off like I feared they were. The way this tunnel system is designed, there's two supports up there, and then there's a big gap, and then there's a support here where I have nothing else to tie into there, so I got a pretty big span that I'm trying to span with just a 2x3, and I think that's my problem. Let's see how much we can see this flex. I'm a pretty hefty feller, but I think with just all that repeated stress, it started cracking our flooring. All right, this is the way it should be. I ripped a 2x6 to piece of wood 5 inches high, and that is almost perfect. I countersunk the bolts a little bit so they had a little more tooth into the metal supports there. And I stood on this a little bit, and it is not moving at all. All right, got the new frame built. with the 2x6. It's much sturdier. So now let's do the big boy test here. All right, so I'm stepping on either side here. Wow, so you can really see the difference there. You know, I think this really highlights why you want to rip the entire floor out. I didn't do that. I really wish I did. Anyway, you live and you learn, right? All right, I didn't show a lot of the build on this because I've built cabinets before. Nothing all that special about it. The one thing I will mention is I did use some screws when assembling this because I wasn't sure if I'm gonna have to take it apart or whatever. So that's where that's at, but I did get, I got 3 drawers. So the old one was a 2 drawer. You can see that over here. This is the old one, those are the old drawers. I decided to keep this intact because what if we don't like it? What if we're gonna go back? So, and then I figured, well, this matches the couch over there just perfect, or the sofa. There's Coco, she's sleeping. So we could even use this inside, anywhere. You know, it's got storage underneath it now. So, love these soft clothes, right? Actually, this is probably the best I've ever done at building these, so I'm pretty thrilled about it. And then for drawer fronts, I've got, oh, there it is. I got that piece of oak ply that I'm gonna use to cut my slab faces out of. And that'll be pretty good. So what I need to do right now is stain and polyurethane the surfaces. So I'm just gonna stain this edge here. Actually, I need to put a front lip here first, or what do we call it, stile. I need to put a piece of oak that goes right across there, just to cover that up a little bit, because the drawer isn't gonna sit. I want the drawer bottom off the floor just a little bit, so if my floor isn't perfectly even or whatever. But I needed to save as much vertical height as I could, because the height on the other couch is just too much. All right, we got some staining done here and some polyurethaning. I always like to make sure I try and polyurethane the bottoms here a little bit too. My thought is just to help seal it as best I can in case it gets wet. So now that this is drying, it's actually the second coat there. This is ready to go. Next, we need to turn our attention to the bus. We've got quite a mess in here now, but look at all this space. What are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna put that cabinet there, the love seat there, and then we're gonna have some room in between there, and we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with that. But because I'm not really sure what we're gonna do and we're gonna be changing things up, I'm gonna put this linoleum plank flooring that I have over here, and I got it all stacked up over there. Got some more out there. I'm gonna put that down all the way through here. That way, no matter what we do in the future, I don't have to worry about the floor. That is what I'm working on. Well, it's coming along here. We're getting more of the floor in. The only problem is I'm running out of pieces, and I had a whole nother box, but turns out almost all those pieces there are bad from when this floor kept shifting. It just ended up cracking and breaking most of them. So that's not going to work out. But I better run to the home improvement store and get a couple more boxes of this stuff. Whew, what a crazy day, evening. A couple of things happened. One, got a haircut. Hope you like it. Two, Menards does not sell this type of flooring anymore. So I'm scrounging up every single piece of scrap. I'm cutting the end square. I'm doing whatever I need to do to try and get it to finish. I'm actually not even going to put it behind there. I'm just trying to get this thing looking respectable. Jen and I have been talking, we might end up replacing the floor. Personally, I really like this. I call it a rich look, a dark, like the just, I know everyone is all about white, 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 everything white. I don't know, could anything be more boring? Like, the space is what it is. You paint it white, or you make it all white or light colors, like it's still the same size. You can't fit any more in it. Sure, it might feel a little bit different, but I don't know, to me this just feels better. I like it. So being the one that I was the one building it, that's what we ended up doing. So anyway, yeah, I got that in here, the cabinet in here, and so I'm gonna see what else I need to take care of. Put the dinette base back in. Main thing is we got that taken care of, and the front seat is also not going to be there anymore. So, or at least for the time being. Again, just testing this out, seeing what we think. All right, I got to get back to work here. We got a lot to do. It's getting late. It's getting later, but I managed to get the floor sorted out. It's not pretty if you get too close to it. I hacked up pieces. Some of the ends aren't really click locked. They're just flush cuts, but it'll work. So there's the love seat. Let's see if we can see the difference in height here. You can see this one is way more comfortable to sit on than this one. And this is the height we're going to go with for this one here eventually as well. But I really like the way this turned out. I got to get the drawer fronts on there. Probably do that tomorrow morning. You know, I don't know exactly what we do here. I would push this all the way up to the front, except I have all those controls and stuff there. So we could put like a little, you know, shoe storage here, or who knows what. But I don't know. My thought is, you know, all kinds of things we can keep thinking about and messing around with. But like I said, it's late. We'll do some more on this tomorrow morning, but I'm gonna go to bed. Well, good morning, everybody. Got some good rest, and we're already back at work here. I got two of the drawer fronts on, and I thought I would show you how I put my drawer fronts on so that the gaps are all even and equal and all that stuff. It just makes it a little bit easier for me. I'm not a trained carpenter in any way. I just kind of figure it out as I go along, and whatever the right way is, I seem like I get closer and closer to that way. So this is what I learned. This is how I'm doing it. So you can see I've already got this one on here, and you can see a lot of the wood behind there, so it looks a little funny. And actually that gap is maybe a little bit larger than I'd like. Actually, it probably is. I like to do, in a series of 3, I like to do the end 2 first, and then I can set the gap perfect on the middle one here. What I did for my top gap spacing is I just used a piece of wood like this, and then I got this top style here. I believe that's the right term, whatever, because rails, I believe, are up and down, styles are side to side. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. So what I do is I just put that on there, slide that in there, and then use the handle and cinch it up and kind of hold it and try and get the gaps about as even as I can. And then what I'll do is I will do I'll place a screw right in the middle, and that way I can twist. If I'm not perfect on my gaps, I can twist it a little bit like this, see, and get it just perfect, just the way I like it. And then I can put in 2 more screws on the other side, so there's a total of 3 screws holding each one in. Actually, I already have this one started, as you can see here. I find that's easier because, well, then I don't got to hold it with my hand, which, when you've only got 2 hands, and you could use about 3, maybe 4, you got to think a little smarter. Alright, so we got that in there. Actually, that's looking pretty good on my gaps already. Love it when a plan comes together. You fell down there, didn't you? Let me show you the screws I like to use. So this is the kind of screw I use a ton of. This is, I think, 1.25 inch T25 screw. And what I like about it is it's got the threads here, and then it's got this smooth part here. So when the it can kind of clamp two pieces of wood together, and that's exactly what we're doing here. That piece down there, it is being clamped, essentially. Look at that. Not bad, not bad. Doesn't close all the way. It takes them a little time to really kind of get broken in. There's a lot of thick grease on the bearings and all that. So there we have it. We've got a base cabinet pretty much done. And that's what's going to go on top of it there. I will say I am considering shrinking it this way again. It's just sticking out a lot. You know, we're just not getting as much floor space here as I would like. What I do like is there's floor space on the bottom, and that's what's really important because our dog, she likes to lay down, so she can kind of be laying underneath part of where the couch overhangs, and that's not gonna be as much of a problem. So yeah, you can see there's a whole bunch of other stuff here I got to deal with. I've got a hockey tournament today, so I'm going to be staying overnight there, and that's why I'm working hard to get all this taken care of. I think we're getting close to wrapping things up here for this episode. You know, subscribe if you want to see how we continue to evolve our living space in our bus conversion. Definitely, you know, comment with some suggestions. Post links to other layouts you've seen, other ideas on how to make the most of a space with a larger family and trying to keep it multi-use. Yeah, that's really been the big struggle. Is almost every RV is set up for a couple, you know, 2 retired people. But, you know, especially the last couple of years, that has really changed. A lot of families are RVing a lot, and you need creative solutions. So that's what I'm trying to find. All right. I'll probably, yeah, we'll see you guys next time.